Hey, hello, all you Smoky Roomers out there. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's been a little while since I did one of these. I don't know why. I post these on Facebook, and Facebook would not allow me to post for about a month. Um, I don't know why. Yeah, I didn't get any messages or anything like, hey, we don't like you anymore or whatever. But here I am, and ready to do another show, which, you like it, you won't like it, you don't care, you know. Like I say all the time, I do these shows more for myself than I do anything else. Because I really don't have many people to talk politics with around here. So, anyway, I was doing research last night for this show. Into today, as a matter of fact. And you know what happened? I got really pissed off. And then, I called my congressperson, which I haven't called in quite a while. I made a promise to Jesus Christ I wasn't going to call that person. Because when I call there, it's kind of like something sucks the brains out of your head. You ought to try it sometime. Call your congressperson and just ask logical questions. Like, here's one for you. Ask the person answering the phone whether or not they're an American. And they'll tell you, we're not allowed to answer that. Can you imagine that? Really, I mean, seriously. You're calling your representative's office. They're not allowed to tell you whether or not they're an American. What are they, Japanese? Hungarian? What are they? Anyway, so one of the things I want to start with, you know what I'm going to start with? I was going to call the guy Ray Rhodes, but his name is not Ray Rhodes, it's Stuart Rhodes. Anybody know who Ray Rhodes was? Ray Rhodes was a coach of the Philadelphia Eagles back in the early 90s, I think. I think he came in there right after Richie Kotite. Richie Kotite was fun. That guy, it's the chat. But anyway, it's, and believe me, not only am I dealing with this kind of stuff, but I'm dealing with Eagles football too. And my ulcer is finally starting to heal up, if anybody gives. I had a cup of coffee today for the first time, as a matter of fact. I think it's been over a week. Especially that last game of fight. Nobody cares. You guys don't want to hear about the Eagles. But Dallas sucks. Okay. So, what we're going to talk about right now, Ray Rhodes. Oh my God. We're going to talk about, has anybody been following this mess with representatives? Democrat representatives, or the Blues, as I like to call them, have been speaking about that the military should not follow, or should not obey, rather, unlawful orders given by President Trump. They're allowed to do that. You know, really, I got no issue with that. None whatsoever. But you can't have it both ways. You see, there was the guy I was going to call Ray Rhodes. His name is Stuart Rhodes. He's the guy that started an organization known as Oath Keepers. And Oath Keepers was, I don't know how long they were around. I want to say maybe 10 years. And then January 6th happened. All right? Now, part of the Oath Keeper mission was to make sure that the military would be allies with the Patriots. Not the football team, the actual Patriots. Those of us who are veterans and are willing to fight physically if necessary for our country. And the reason, excuse me for getting so close to the microphone, but the reason I say that, and if a lot of you people are confused about what I am saying, where I'm going to go with this is, do you understand what the Second Amendment, or the reason the Second Amendment was put into our Declaration of Constitution, rather? It's stated in the Declaration of Independence the reason we have a Second Amendment. And this is where I'm going, and this is why I'm speaking about Mr. Stuart Rhodes. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the, come on, you know it, consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute a new government. Now, think about that. What does that actually mean? What, you see, our founding fathers, originally, I mean, you know, Americans at that time were British subjects. They were citizens of Britain. Here. And then they were treated like crap. To the point that Britain sent troops here. And they told the citizens that they got to give these guys a bed. And oh, by the way, you got to feed them and do their laundry too. And guys like George Washington, Ben Franklin, Hamilton, Adams, all these guys went, I'm not really down with that. Something's gotta give. And something gave. A revolution started. Oh, yeah, that's right. It started because the British wanted to take our guns away. Doesn't that sound familiar? But anyway, the reason I told you that whole story is that Senator Mark Kelly, Senator Elisa Slotkin, Representative John Crow, Representative Chris DeLuzio, Representative Chrissy Houlihan, Hot Lips Houlihan, remember her? Representative Maggie Goodlander are those that on Capitol Hill gave that message to our military. Like I said, I have no problem with that. But, Mr. Stuart Rhodes was at that same Capitol, unarmed, no gun, no knife, no blackjack. He didn't push anybody. He didn't punch anybody. He may have told somebody to go F yourself, but that's not against the law. He wound up with an 18-year sentence and did, I think, 4 or 5 years. He was in that dungeon over there in D.C. And from what I understand, all of that time was spent in solitary confinement. These people were probably given gift cards to Starbucks. Oh, nothing happened to them. Oh, are you kidding me? No, come on. Do you understand why I'm so pissed off? And it gets better. Just hang in there. It gets better. So, this is just like a side portion of what this show is about today. Because originally, I have no idea why, but the other night I started thinking about, the time I called my representative, which a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, like I said, I made a promise to God. I'm being serious. That I wouldn't call there and yell at them anymore, which pretty much meant I just wouldn't call. But I started remembering when the last, I guess it was the last time I called, that I asked a very simple question. How much monies does the state of New Jersey set aside to take care of illegal aliens? Or as they like to call them, undocumented citizens. They said, no, we don't do that. No, we don't do that. No, no, we don't give them any money at all. So, I started doing my research last night. Here's what I came up with, okay, on Google. there is no single officially stated annual budget for services to illegal immigrants or illegal aliens. I'm sorry, because on the paper here it says undocumented immigrants in New Jersey, and figures vary depending on the source and the specific services analyzed. Now listen to that. It doesn't say that they're not giving them any money. They're just playing word games with you, okay? They're just saying there's no official, right? Some reports claim that illegal aliens cost the state billions annually for services like education, health care, law enforcement, while others highlight that illegal aliens also contribute billions of tax revenue. Now, let's stop right there. Think of this. You're an illegal alien. If you get a legal job, and if they're going to deduct taxes from your paycheck, what document or what number do you need to provide? I think it's called the Social Security number. Am I right or wrong? Most of these people work under the table. If they work. And look, I will be totally honest with you. There's a lot of illegal immigrants out there that bust their ass. I've seen it. They do a fabulous job. But that doesn't take away from the fact that they're criminals. Okay? Am I right or wrong? And this gets better too, where I'm going with this whole thing. One study by the Federation for American Immigration Reform, wait for it, the acronym, FAIR. I'm going to show you how fair is. Estimates the total cost to New Jersey in 2023. Now, let's say it again. Estimates the total cost to New Jersey in 2023. $5.3 billion. Okay? Of course, they gotta say that, a report by the Republicans estimated the cost to be $7.3 billion. Oh, yeah. And let's not forget now, okay, the people without a Social Security number, the illegal aliens in New Jersey paid approximately $1.3 billion. Yeah. Oh, thank you so very much. Now, we're talking about people that came into this country illegally. That if you don't know what that means, it means they broke the law. Okay? You see, when my dad came here after World War II, he fought for the Italian army. He really didn't want to. Believe me. There was no way around it. Guy couldn't stand Germans. Now, his brother, my uncle, was hooked up with the fascist party. Now that screwed everything up for my dad when he wanted to come here. He couldn't come here when he wanted to because of his brother. Oh, he had to provide documents. He had to have what was called a sponsor. He had to promise he would learn how to read, write, and speak our language. It took him about 2 years before he could come here legally. Now, where am I going with this? That it sounds like our tax dollars are going to people that really don't deserve it, wouldn't you say? I mean, really. And if you don't believe me, go into an emergency room sometime and just gradually listen to conversations and see how many of them are actually being spoken in our language. You'll be amazed. Okay? Now, another question I asked the people at Mr. Don Norcross's office. He's my representative. He represents me because he cares about my feelings. He wants to do the bestest job he could possibly do for his American citizens. I asked, how much money does the state of New Jersey set aside for veterans? How do you think they answered that one? You want to know how they answered it? The girl hung up on me. Huh? Oh, she's going to make somebody a great wife one day. That one. Now, do we remember how much money I said the state allocates to illegal immigrants? Remember that? Let's see. No, that's Ray Rhodes over there. Right, let me see. Where the hell did I put that at? Oh, no, that's not it. Or is it it? Let me see. You know, I actually don't remember. I think it was 5.3 billion is what I said. I'm pretty sure it was 5. I should have made notes, but being me, I didn't. Yeah, it was 5.33 billion with a B, like the name Bill. Bill Young. Well, that'd be something if some kid was named Bill and the last name was Young. Young. He's got a Korean father, right? And they named him Bill Young. I'm a funny guy. Okay. These are the results for allocated funds for veterans in the state of New Jersey. New Jersey allocates funds for veterans through various programs, including housing. All right. Now, and a pilot grant program for nonprofits to help homeless veterans and direct financial assistance from organizations such as the VFW. Additionally, a significant, right? It's a significant amount. Oh, it's significant. Let me show you how significant this amount of money is that they allocate for guys that said, here you go, Uncle Sam. You want to use me for cannon fodder? Be my guest. Here we go. $30 million a year. Oh yeah. And if you really need help, you could go to your VFW and they will give you for the year. Alright? This is a one-time thing for the year. You'll get $599 if you can prove you really need it. And that money can only be used for, like, essentials. Like food. And then in the meantime, you know, you could go find yourself part of a sidewalk to sleep on while some criminal is being housed in a luxury hotel in New York somewhere. And that is no lie. It's not a lie. Then they wonder why people are going crazy. What are you getting so damn pissed off about, Joe? I'd like to say that's the show for today, but I'm not going to say that just yet. Because I haven't started getting stomach pain. When I get stomach pain, I think I'll end the show. But, you know. So there you have it. And now in the meantime, with all of that, think of this one. I mean, I don't watch television. I haven't watched television, oh my God, a lot of years. I turned the TV on only to watch the Eagles, because it's been so much fun. If you're following them, you know what the hell I'm talking about, for crying out loud. Jeez, between this crap and them, it's, you know. Let me just stick my head in the oven and turn the gas on. I forgot what the hell I was going to say. What was I going to... Oh, yeah. Joe, I'm ahead of Broccoli Biden. You remember him? That guy? You know, the guy that couldn't find his way off the stage? How do I get out of here? I can't find the stuff. What are you talking about? I know I'm the senator. That guy, you remember him? Yeah. Do you remember, like, we were talking about January 6th with Stuart Rhodes and all that? Do you remember what happened prior to that? The night before January 6th? Does anybody remember any news that occurred? Pipe bombs were found, right? Remember that? Pipe bombs were found outside the Republican headquarters, and pipe bombs were found outside of the Democrat headquarters. There's a lot of speculation of the reason behind it. There's also a lot of speculation about who was behind it. Now, let's think this one through. Okay? We had a Speaker of the House that time. Everybody remembers that hag, that vodka drinking witch, Nancy Pelosi, right? Everybody remember her? Remember her? Yeah. She used to walk around with her broom. Her and Hillary, those two witches. She would not, after being asked, I think it was 3 times, by Donald Trump, prior to January 6th. If I'm not mistaken, it was a week prior to January 6th. And there's evidence to the fact that Donald Trump asked to have the National Guard there. Nancy Pelosi refused, along with the mayor of D.C. She also refused. The speculation is that one or both buildings were going to be bombed. And let's see if you could guess who they were going to blame it on. Well, they got a guy in custody now. All right. That was January 6th. Joe Biden won the election. He wasn't president yet. So he had how many years? What? One? What? No, he had, yeah, that's right. He had 4 years. 4 years. 4 whole freaking years. Did they find anybody? Did they get anybody for that? No, that's right. They arrested him today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting to feel it, so I'm gonna be. I was gonna say I'm gonna hang up now. No, you're not on the phone, Joe. This is something different. Things are. I don't know what word to use, but things are. I'm just gonna say things are getting very interesting. Very, very interesting. There are powers, of course, powers from darkness. You know who I'm talking about, right? The guy with the pitchfork and all that. There are dark powers out there that are striving with all their might to destroy this nation, our Constitution, our culture, our traditions, our way of life, our freedoms, our sovereignty. It's happening, and you cannot deny it. They're playing party politics. They're playing races against one another. But at the same time, there's a pushback happening. For instance, that whole woke thing went away. It's no longer woke. They're asleep now. Hopefully for good. The NFL refuses to have a gay pride, whatever you want to call it. Team owners and the coaches, most of them, I would say, will kick players off the field if they are caught kneeling down for our national anthem. For a number of years, they would play something called the Black National Anthem, just to piss you off. And you got black guys wanting. I didn't even know we had a national anthem. What the hell is this? Can you imagine? You're there with your son, who's got PTSD, maybe lost an arm, I don't know, something's wrong with him from the Gulf War or whatever. You're at a football game. It's just you and your son. You want to have a good moment. You want to enjoy yourselves. And this kind of shit happens. Get ready for it. Okay? Because we are in that time that the Bible speaks about. The birth pains. That is happening. The globalists are not stopping. And I said that a number of years ago, that if Donald Trump should win the election, they are gonna go hog wild to do what they gotta do to destroy this country. Because there cannot be a global government if the United States exists as a beacon of freedom. You got the Pope talking about that he's speaking for Americans. We need to be willing to give up some of our sovereignty. Where the hell does that come from? If you don't believe me, and now I'm not going to be able to find. Yeah, here we go. Every time I look for a book, I can't find it. But here we go. This is called, can you see that? Hello, can you see that, Eddie? It's crazy. Yeah. Pick this up. I don't know. Let me see. Do I have anything? No, I got nothing highlighted. But what this is a compilation of essays done by popes in the past supporting the idea of a global government. Why they would support something like that, I have no idea. I can't figure that one out. But then again, in their teachings, what the hell are you going to do, right? So, there you have it. Maybe this just comes across as me ranting and raving, which is exactly what it is. But we have a good time here, don't we? I think so. You know? I think so. I think we really enjoy ourselves here in the Smoky Room with the one and only. That's me, the Smoky Room guy. And I am going to say Harry Federci. Okay? You take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the flip. Alrighty? Bye-bye.